The KZ Zax are an 8-driver in-ear monitor for less than 70 bucks. What the So a lot of you know that for many years I have sold in-ear monitors and used ear monitors and have a lot of opinions about in-ear monitors. The KZ Zax is one of those in-ear monitors in that sub 100 IEM bracket that was just something that I had to try. Released early, I think last year, with 7 drivers, 7 balanced armature drivers and 1 dynamic driver, all for less than 70 bucks, and the price really hasn't changed that much. So a lot of people have been following the Linsoul Dunu kind of range that's been Shenzhen Audio just kind of floating around out there, and you've done reviews, you've got opinions, you've bought some stuff, and some of you own pretty much everything they've ever made. I was most interested in the Zax because by now I think they should have really been sorting their sound signature tuning out, really understanding how to work their balanced armatures. And so with this hybrid of the dynamic driver and the balanced armature, I thought for sure I have to get a hold of those, have a listen, and tell you guys what I think. So let's start with the basic tech specs. You've got a sensitivity of 113 dB, you've got a 24 ohm resistance, you've got a frequency response of 10 to 40,000 kilohertz, you've got a 3.5 mil 1.2 meter cable with 0.75 mil 2-pin plugs on the top here. The beauty of that obviously is that you can change this cable out at any time you like. The cable is OFC, silver plated copper, so oxygen free. It's a braided cable and it's nice and light and a really good length at 1.2 meters. So off the bat, specs sound perfect for those of you who probably have an iPhone or an Android phone as your primary source. Very easy to drive these with those, or maybe any kind of DAP or digital audio player that you have would easily drive these no problem, even off the side of your laptop, etc. How do they look? Well, I actually think they're incredibly well made in terms of the quality. Now this cable can also have an optional mic if you want that. I obviously went for the pure play, just the braided, but as you can see up close, the finish on this, I went for the turquoise. You can get this in about 4 different finishes. It's just really well machined. Zinc alloy plate on the outside there, very light and easy to fit in your ears. The depth of the earplug is, it looks quite long, but actually it just kind of naturally fits into the ears. So in terms of comfort and the ability to wear these long term, I'd have no problem whatsoever. I'd pick these up for a trip and take them with me in a heartbeat. In terms of size and comparison, not that size matters, they're actually quite small. So just holding up obviously these next to my custom IEMs, these have 8 drivers in them. These obviously have 7 in them, 7 plus 1, which is 8. So these are both 8 driver configurations. This is my custom obviously, and this is not, but clearly you can see the size on these is really quite significantly different, and especially in the ear it feels so. I was really hoping to avoid during this saying for the price they're really good. For the price the sound quality is okay. Because I think that if you're going to sell a 7 BA 1DD hybrid driver IEM at less than $70, then you really should be putting something forward that's pretty impressive if you're going to bother packing in all of that hardware, keeping in mind obviously that that's 8 drivers an ear. The good news is I don't really have to say that very much at all for anything to do with these, and any criticisms that I have and that I'm about to give you should be balanced with the fact that holistically these are a fantastic little unit for the price, but they're just a fantastic little unit. They're comfortable, they're well made, and they sound great. So let's go through the sound signature and really where I think it's lacking and where I think the strong points are for this. Is there lots of bass? Yes. Is there lots of sub bass? Yes. Is there lots of mid bass? Yes. But sometimes the sub bass feels a little detached, but only on certain genres. So if you're listening to some dubstep, if you're listening to some heavy house, where generally you've got that separated deep heavy bass track just kind of flattened down at the bottom, boom boom, hitting hard and heavy, sometimes it can feel just a little bit separated from the rest of the sound signature. The bass is there. You know, I actually put on SVS subwoofers have put out a Spotify list of tracks they think really represent bass well, so I put on a couple of those. And these things, you know, they got down there. It wasn't super tight and it wasn't super punchy for a 10 hertz bottom end kind of expectation of the frequency. I'm not really sure. I didn't dislike it, and it was there, but again, it just feels sometimes a little bit detached. Fast forward to another genre like hard rock or heavy metal, all of a sudden there's a lot more of that kind of guitar frequency from the mids flowing through deeper with some bass guitar, and then you've got sort of some floor toms and bass kick. Again, right down the bottom end there, it's certainly there, but maybe not as tight or as punchy. But definitely still quite impressive for, you know, what you're getting. I did it again, didn't I? For the price, it's pretty impressive. Now, where they start to shine is those vocals, those guitars, the piano, the airy moments, all around that nice kind of mid-range is just really quite delightful. It's not sharp and attacky. It's quite natural, but it's not, I don't think it's particularly warm either. So I think it's just very nice. And I think you could listen to these for a long time without experiencing a lot of fatigue in the sound and in the sound listening. So, woo, that's pretty awesome, right? Now, the treble, the highs, they're also certainly there. Not lots of sibilants, not particularly sharp. Like sometimes I find the Dunu range can be just really sharp. There's like nothing, and then it's like screeching in your ears. With these, it's just a natural curve to the highs, and I wouldn't particularly say that I felt a lot of roll off. But so yeah, again, non-fatiguing, could listen to a long time. Certainly there, and it's well connected to the mids. It's hard not to like them. It's hard not to want to wear them for long periods of time, and it even left me saying, well, do I pick up my my Hear Audio, you know, by the Wizard, who's now Noble? Do I pick up my Westone W60s, my Pro 50s? You know, what am I picking up to take out if I go out with me now? You know, if I was going on a trip and I wanted to take something that I didn't mind getting a little bit knocked around, I'd probably really seriously consider picking these up. For live use, I think these are a no-brainer. For anybody that's doing vocals, keys, guitar, no problem whatsoever. Drums, absolutely, you know, go for it. Put these behind your ear. Your mid-toms are going to sound wonderful. Your snare's going to sound nice. Your floor tom and kick are going to be there. As a vocalist, if you just put a kick and snare in your ears, you're going to get enough impact out of these to make it work for the price for sure. Packaging is tastefully done. It's just a nice simple box with a logo on the front. You open that up. The earphones are found left and right in there with a nice little kind of very light stainless steel plate in there. There's a little embossed thing over here that says, don't forget the original intention of using earphone is to enjoy music. Underneath the foam there is you know, some more ear tips for medium and large, small and large. Medium comes by default, and actually probably one of the best little booklets I've ever got with a pair of earphones. In closing, $70, sounds great, can't say no. You might have tried the ZS10, you might have tried many of the Linsoul, Dunu, Shenzhen range, you might already have your favorites. I would say that this would be a great in-ear monitor, universal for just most people, without doubt. For that price. Now, if you need to go lower to $50, there's obviously lots of other alternatives. I can put some in the links below. But if you can stretch, then you know these will in build quality, the detachable cable, the multiple array of drivers. I think these will probably keep you happy for a long time and probably last quite well as well. If it's helpful, please do like and subscribe. If you'd like to hear about any of the other under sub 100 IEMs, then I would certainly be happy to give you my thoughts on those. Obviously there's a lot of commercial ones as well. You know, we've got a list of the top 10 on the site that you can read, which we update every year with whatever's coming to market. So have a great day, stay safe out there. Look forward to talking to you in the comments. Bye for now.